In 1977, Disney made the animated movie The Rescuers. I wanted to talk about whether it's appropriate for your kids to watch today. So, this is one of the movies that I have vetted as appropriate for my family, and my kids wanted to watch it recently. So I figured, why not talk about it? If you want to know where to find it, it's on Disney Plus, or if you happen to have a VCR still, you might be able to find an old VCR tape of it. But it's this cute little movie where a little girl sends out a message in a bottle, a rescue message, a help message, and it's intercepted by this mice organization, which is the equivalent of the UN or something. They're a rescue group, and so they send two little mice out to rescue this girl, and it's paced pretty well. Everything just kind of moves along well, but basically, this little girl was on an orphanage, and the lady kind of came up to her in her van and convinced her to run away. And then the lady took the girl, and took her into, I guess, like a stereotype of Louisiana. But like she trafficked her across the country from like New York down to the deep, deep South, full of stereotypical Southern type creatures with Southern accents and that kind of thing. And the girl then tries to escape. They have her in the middle of nowhere. And so there's like this topic of kidnapping and running away. And when she runs off, these pet alligators come, and they're massive too, come and get her and take her back and stuff too. So there's a little bit of scariness for the little ones, like the little, really little kids. But I think once you get up to like maybe a 7-year-old or something, it's probably not. But they are still gonna cover the topic of like orphanage and sad she's not adopted, and running away. It says that she did run away, but then she does from the orphanage with a stranger. But then the stranger abducts her, traffics her across the country. She's a mean, terrible lady. The the one character calls her trashy. She wears a very low backed dress and that kind of stuff. She's definitely stereotyped. There's some smoking. There's a lot of mystery brown jug, which is, this was a good batch. It's moonshine. And it's portrayed kind of in a positive light, because it's silly. Every time the character's made to take a swig, and puff out smoke or little bits of fire or whatever, their eyes turn red, that kind of thing. But then it gives them a boost of energy and that kind of stuff. So the alcohol is, if your children can even connect it to being alcohol, but you should explain that to them, right? Alcohol is connected in a positive light, so you do want to be mindful of that. It has a minor role, but it shows up like 4 times. And let's see. So the girl's trafficked to, let's say, Louisiana, in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, in the bayous. And the lady is extremely greedy. She's found a spot of pirate treasure, I guess. And the hole was only big enough for a child to fit in. But she can only go in at low tide, because at high tide it's full, right? So they shove her down in this hole, and they're like, get out the gems. But the lady's so greedy, she won't take regular gems. They have baskets full of them. No, she wants this special one, which is this mega diamond. It's called the Devil's Eye. So she wants that one. So she keeps telling the girl to get that, and she's very upset. So when the girl tries to run off, and she gets a phone call about it. So then she makes her way down there, and she's like, all right, now you ain't coming out of the hole till you get it, right? So now the mice have tried to plan with the little girl how to escape, but not enough time. The girl goes down in the hole, and now it's like, it gets a little like scary, but more like intense, where she's like, I gotta get this out before I drown, kind of thing. Not too much for, like, say, 7-year-olds, but I think like 3-year-olds, they ain't gonna like it. And so she eventually dislodges the gem and gets it up, and then the lady double crosses her partner, and so in the chaos of all that, the girl makes her escape, and the mice and all the little swamp creatures help her escape. and it's comical. It's fun. If you've ever seen the old animated Robin Hood, where from Disney, where the Robin Hood's a fox and Little John is a bear, and like Prince John's, I think, the lion, and his right hand man is a snake. Who I think the guy who voices Winnie the Pooh voices a snake. Is hilarious. It's that kind of style of comedy and just lightheartedness and stuff. Um, but the bad lady does hold everybody at shotgun point. She has a magazine fed shotgun and it's just fires, and she fires at all the critters and stuff too. She never hits the girl. Almost hits the guy. Like gives him a haircut, with it and stuff. But she's got shotgun, and she is not afraid to use the shotgun. So, and then the whole movie is kind of just darker, dimmer, and some of that I think is because it's an older movie. But some of that is just kind of the aesthetic and dark swamp and whatever. So I wouldn't recommend this to little kids. Um, Other than that, I've told you about everything that you need to be aware of. I think children, say 7 and up, can probably handle this just fine, unless for whatever specific reason those things aren't acceptable in your family, or your child is sensitive to that. If your child was adopted or something and does have sensitivities to that kind of thing, then maybe this isn't the movie for you. But otherwise, it's very funny, entertaining, heartwarming, because the mice do rescue the little girl and stuff, and there is a very small little like budding love story between the two mice that go and stuff, and charming and that kind of thing. But it's not there's not too much to be objectionable about, and if you haven't seen it before, and it does sound interesting to you, yeah, it's worth a shot. And then there is a sequel as well, which is one of my favorite movies growing up. It's called The Rescuers Down Under, where it's the same similar premise, but the boy, instead of being in this dark swampy area, it's in Australia, and it's very bright and it's deserty, but it's very bright and stuff. And the boy was trying to free an eagle, and then he got captured by a poacher. So maybe I'll review that one sometime in the future. But anyway, if you like this one, then the next one is a very similar kind of thing. So anyway, if you haven't seen it before, maybe go check it out. I'm not sure how many people are doing reviews on children's movies from 1977, but there you go. You don't have to watch it all to see if it's okay for your kids. If you don't object to any of that stuff, then you're good to go then. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video.